Portland is so lucky to have a book publisher right in our town. I'm with Tom Fisher from Timber Press. Good morning.
Good morning, Judy.
You know, we love coming down because you always have a great selection of books. So we have a whole stack, so let's just talk about all of them.
Sure. So one of our latest is The Indestructible Houseplant by Tova Martin. Tova is one of the country's foremost houseplant experts. And the thing about this book, it's for all you people who think you can't grow a houseplant. If you think you've got a brown thumb, it will show you don't. The plants, there's some familiar ones in there, some new and exciting ones, but she'll tell you exactly what to do to keep them alive. And the other fun thing about the book is that Tova shows all sorts of interesting upcycled objects you can use as containers, colanders, old pots, old dishes, all sorts of things, and all these kinds of creative combinations that are really fun and funky and will look great in your house. And she tells you all the practical stuff as well about potting, watering, disease prevention, and so it's a great one-book package.
And so we don't have to have silk plants, we can have real
Nope,
plants.
you can't have real plants.
And then projects, you know, it's getting to be fall and we really would like to have some projects, do it yourself.
Sure, and a lot of people like to do things like this. Concrete color projects, concrete color garden projects is about all these nice little projects you can do at home with materials you can find either at Home Depot or the hardware store. They're really, really easy and they're really fun. Things like little containers and planters for your deck, house numbers, street numbers for your house, a little table for your deck, a little chair for your kids, and they're easy. You buy the concrete, you buy the materials. You can either buy pigment to stain the concrete or you can stain it afterwards, and it shows you step by step exactly what to do to make all these fun objects.
I do like the pictures. It has a lot of good step-by-steps and really some inspiration here. This is beautiful.
Yes. The Art of Gardening is about the garden Chanticleer, which is a public garden in Pennsylvania, really one of the most creative public gardens in the country because they allow all the individual gardeners to do whatever they want in each area. So this book is filled with inspiration for things you can do in your own garden. It's not just things on a large scale, plant combinations for different kinds of conditions, sun, shade, water, containers, all sorts of things. As you go through and look at the gorgeous photos, you'll really be inspired to do things in your own garden.
And really going into fall, this is the time that we need that inspiration for our own gardens.
Yep. And Seeing Seeds is with photographs by photographer Robert Llewellyn and text by Terry Chase, is a beautiful armchair book with these stunning close-up photos of hundreds of different kinds of seeds. And the text is very engaging and fun to read. Terry tells you about all the reasons that seeds look the way they look and why they do the things they do. And meanwhile, you're being entertained by these gorgeous, gorgeous close-up photographs.
So educational and beautiful too.
Both, yes.
And there we have two now that are kind of like sister books.
Yeah. This is, we're getting into fall and the rain is going to be coming back. And a lot of Northwest gardeners have shade in their garden. So ferns and moss are two things you can do in a shady garden that really make it look wonderful and that are suited to our climate. Our book on moss gardening, by The Magical World of Moss Gardening by Annie Martin, shows you how to cultivate moss, to encourage it instead of trying to get rid of it. I know we try to get rid of it on our roofs.
Why be frustrated?
But in the garden, it can look wonderful.
Sure.
And there are different kinds of moss. There are different things you can do with it to create a sort of very serene, almost Asian kind of landscape, which can be very, very beautiful. So why don't we just encourage it instead of trying to fight it?
Sure. And then ferns.
And then ferns. Ferns are a natural for our climate. I mean, everyone knows what sword ferns look like, but there's so many other choices. And so this book has an encyclopedia of all the hardy ferns that are great for our region, as well as lots of design ideas about what you can do with them in shady gardens, combining them with other foliage textures and shrubs to create these really beautiful tableaus of beautifully textured foliage. So it's a great resource for anyone who's got any kind of shade in their yard.
Right. With fall coming, it's great to have a book for inspiration or for that do-it-yourself project that you've been wanting to do for your garden. You can go to Timber Press to get the ideas of where you can get these books or go to your favorite booksellers. Tom, thanks so much.
Thanks, Judy.